They called it the Invisible Army because officially it never existed. Centuries ago, a desperate kingdom faced total destruction. Instead of recruiting soldiers from its populace, the rulers chose a darker path. They began creating them in secret, meticulously erasing every record of their births from the kingdom's archives. No names, no families, no past to speak of. On paper, these individuals were nothing more than ghosts, phantoms in the ledgers. But in reality, they were molded from childhood, trained relentlessly to fight, to obey, and ultimately to die without a whisper of recognition. At first, the strategy was a resounding success. Impossible wars were won overnight. Formidable enemies vanished without a trace, and the kingdom's borders expanded, its power growing stronger with each silent victory. The army moved like a specter across the land. No one could track their movements, and no one could ever prove they were real. They were a myth whispered by defeated foes, a legend that protected the realm. But something deep within the shadowed ranks began to go wrong. The soldiers, who had known nothing but obedience, started to notice the emptiness that followed their triumphs. No graves were ever marked with their deeds. No victories were celebrated in their honor. When they fell in battle, it was as if they had never drawn a breath. And slowly, a dangerous question began to circulate through their silent camps. A thought more perilous than any enemy blade. If we don't exist, then who are we truly fighting for? One moonless night, the entire army vanished from the battlefield, leaving the kingdom's front lines utterly exposed. Days later, the capital awoke to a chilling sight. The city was surrounded. The same invisible soldiers had returned, their discipline and skill honed to a razor's edge. But this time, they weren't fighting for the kingdom that had birthed them from nothing. They were fighting to be remembered. And by the end of that final brutal war, the kingdom that created them was the only thing that truly ceased to exist.